Hi there, it's Tiffany from Daisy Farm Crafts, and I'm glad I can show you how to make the really simple half double crochet slip stitch hat that Hannah designed. And I just wanted to take, it's so super beginner friendly. I wanted to take you from the very start and just show you a few things if this might be the very first hat you ever make. Okay, so we made it with this Bernat roving, and I want to teach you something a little bit about the label so you know what kind of hook that I'm using. The size of it is a bulky 5 weight. And if you look over here, not the knitting needles, but at the crochet needles, it recommends a size K 10.5 size hook, and that is what I have today. This is my trusty Susan Bates US K 10.5. So if you're a beginner, start there. And then I also want to show you that when you get a ball of yarn like this, what you want to do is kind of dig your fingers into either side and try and pull out one of the, the guts almost kind of to find the end that comes out of the middle. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. I did it off camera. I found the end, but kind of pull that out. Sometimes it comes out as a big clump, but it's really important to pull from the middle. With this project, you'll just use the one ball of yarn. And okay, so to start off, you're just going to make a simple slip knot. Kind of leave a little bit of a long tail. And how I make my slip knot, there's many different ways, is that I just simply cross like this and pull half of it through like that, just so it comes up half, and then pull this tight. Just a simple slip knot. You are free to make one however, whatever way is easiest for you. Okay, so that's my slip knot. Now we will start with 25 chains. So grasp the yarn, yarn over, pull through. This is just simple chains. We're going to count, like I've made 3, and we will make 28 for this project. Okay, try and keep your tension just nice, and relax your hands, but yet make, I try to make the loops, all the little chains, all the same size. Okay, I was talking, I wasn't counting. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22, 23, 24, 25, 7, and 28. Okay, we've got our 28 chains. So the first row of her pattern starts with a regular half double crochet. In a half double crochet, we're going to start in the 3rd chain from the hook. So we never count this one that's on the hook. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, insert your hook underneath that top loop, yarn over, pull back through, yarn over one more time, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, so I've yarned over. Let me just show it slow one more time. And then if this still isn't slow enough for you, feel free to rewind the video and slow it down and see. But I'm yarning over, inserting my hook, yarning over, pulling up the loop, yarning over, and pulling through 3. Okay, you're going to work that into each chain down the till the end of the row. Okay, so I will let you practice that, and I'll finish this row and come back and show you the next stitch for the next row. Okay, how did you do? Here's my 26 half double crochets. So we chained 28, but we started in the 3rd chain from the hook. Now we have 26 half double crochets, and that's our number that we're going to always pay attention to. It's 26. So another thing, at the end of the row, you're just going to work one of those, just a simple chain one. Okay, now there's a little tip I want you to remember going forward, is that whenever you turn the row and the tail of your work is over here on this starting the row out, that should give you a indication that this will be the row that you will work the half double crochet slip stitch, or I've heard people now refer to it as the yarn over slip stitch. These are still going to be worked into the back loop of this half double crochet. So if you really look at your stitches that you've made, you've got these 2 V's that are running across the front when you lay it flat. If you turn your work and look at it face down, there's 2 V's, and you're going to work underneath this one that is sitting back here. And did you notice I already had yarned over? You're going to pull up a loop, but with a regular half double crochet, I would be having you yarn over again. But this is the slip stitch, and you're going to just continue pulling through. So yarn over, back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, and continue pulling through those last 2 loops. And that just gives it more of a knitted appearance of this hat. It's how we're going to get the braided look across, up and down on this hat. Now I have used this stitch. This actually, Hannah learned this from a blanket pattern that I made last year with some burlap blanket yarn, and I made a throw for my friend. We called it the mint heart throw, I think. Anyway, that's on my website. You can always look through all of our blankets that we've made under the menu heading blanket. And it is it just is such a beautiful, it's a beautiful way to combine these 2 stitches to get a different look to crochet. And especially for those of you that like the flatter stitches without holes in it, without the work looking like it has too many holes. Okay, are you watching me as I do this? I hope so. Sometimes I get to talking and I forget to tell you what I'm doing, but I'm just yarning over, back loop, and pulling on through. That's the difference. Okay, so when I get to the end of this row, I'm going to do the same thing of just chaining 1 and turning, but I will be working now the half double crochet rows, where I'll go back to yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay, it is just a one small move, one small difference, and it does make all the difference in the look of the hat that you're going to make. Okay, so I think I'll show you how to turn, and then that is all you're going to do is alternate regular half double crochet with this yarn over slip stitch for 38 rows. And then I'm going to come back on camera and show you how I'm going to slip stitch the rows together. Okay, if you're confused about what the last stitch is, because we're going to ignore those 2 chains from the very first, go back and count and make sure you have 26. You'll always have 26 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. And because I now know that this is over here on my left, the tail is on my left, now I know, okay, these are my half double crochet, regular half double crochet rows. Yarning over, pulling up a loop, and now I'm pulling through 3 loops. Okay, great. Okay, good luck on getting your 38 rows done. You can pause this, and I'm going to come back on and show you how I do the slip stitch to join the work. Okay, this is a different hat that I had worked up before, a different sample in the cream color. And so I've got roughly 38 rows of work here. I haven't, sometimes I just do it to the width. Another way is the 38 rows is honestly just a suggestion. You can, if you have a smaller head, maybe you won't need that many rows. If you have a bigger head, maybe you'll need a few more. My suggestion is to just wrap this around your head and try it out, or, you know, and see. But 38 seemed to be about an average size fitting head. So depending on where you left off, this tail might be here or it might be on the other end. It does not matter. What matters is that you finish the work and you go ahead and turn, so that we're going to start slip stitching. I did work 1 chain 1, but we're still going to slip stitch into the back stitch. And you're going to grab just underneath that, the chain of the first row, and we're just going to, that's called just a regular slip stitch. We're just going to work those two together. Now, if you're picky and you really don't like the look of this slip stitch, you are free to also grab a tapestry needle, and you could very easy just grab the tail. Actually, if you prefer that method, leave a longer tail, and you can sew this together. But I prefer this method. I think it disguises it just enough, and we're fine. I'll show you when we finish. So I'm just slip stitching the work together. It's really, really fast. And I'm working 1 stitch and underneath those 2 chains. So I'll continue working off camera, and then I'll show you what it looks like finished. Okay, here's what my seam looks like. And I guess another thing I should mention is that, honestly, okay, so the hat does have kind of 2 different sides, and you can choose which side you like better, because when I turn the hat inside out, the seam is shown even less. So choose which side of your hat you want to face outward, and then do the slip stitching with the right sides together. And it could go either way, to tell you the truth. Okay, but before I turn it right side out, what I want you to know is that at the end of your work, a tapestry needle, oh, hold on just a second. Okay, a tapestry needle, what I call, is one of these very blunt ended needles with a really large eye. You'll use this to gather the hat at the top. It's just simple, simple. Make it a long tail, clip this off, thread it through, thread your needle through, and you're going to just, go ahead, it's simple, just weave it in and out along the tops of your work and pull through and gather. And that is all you'll do, and you know, and the hat will gather in. And then you can choose to attach a pom-pom, and we purchased our pom-poms at Joann's, the furry ones. They come with strings. You just basically, you'll pull those down through. There's instructions on the pom-pom, I think, about how to attach, but you just pull the strings down through the top of the hat and tie a knot. And that's how you get the pom-pom to attach. So anyway, I hope this will be a great beginner-friendly, hat-friendly project. Really super cute. Every number that I've given you is flexible. If you want a taller hat so that you can roll up the brim, and you don't mind using 2 skeins of the brim roving, go ahead and buy 2. But if you just want this simple, maybe you want it a shorter beanie. You know, I just, honestly, how we got the number 38 is we just chained and measured from the tip of our nose to the crown of our head. And you could make this for a child just by doing that. Make a chain that is from the tip of their nose to about the crown of their head, and just go around until the hat fits around their little head. And you've got that. I think one more thing for a beginner that I do get asked often is how to weave the ends in when you're through. So let me jump down here to an end that needs to be woven in. And honestly, it is simple, is as simple as just working your needle in and around any of the stitches. It just, you know, that's kind of get under there. You kind of pull it through and around, and especially with this burnout roving, it's going to stick. it'll stick underneath there and it's not going to pull out. But I like to go up a little bit, up and under, and then over ways, and then I work myself back down through those stitches, just hiding the yarn as best I can, hiding the tail. So I'll do that a little bit more. Probably if I was working with a yarn that wasn't quite so grippy, you know, that had more slippery, I would really work back and forth. But with Burnout Roving, I think we're good. That end will stay. So I just clip and I'm done. The end is hidden in there. So, okay. So I'll continue, you know, I would, with my tapestry needle, weave that in, turn it inside out, and you've got a hat. So thank you for coming by. The full pattern, if you're more of a person that likes to read, please go to my website, daisyfarmcrafts.com. I will have a link, if you're watching this on YouTube, to the pattern in the descriptions. So if you can see that tiny little triangle just below the video, tap that down if you're on mobile, and the link to the pattern should be there, and you can quickly go find it on our website. Thank you everybody for coming by. Talk to you later. Bye.